You don't seem jaded. You don't seem burnt out by all this stuff. And 7.5 years of a daily grind like this, and you seem up.
You know, I worked in radio for 12 years before I did this. I did morning radio, and I was fired in almost every city I worked. I worked most places for less than a year before I had to pack up and move across the country. You know, I started in Vegas as a kid in college or in high school actually, and I went to Phoenix and Seattle and back to Phoenix to live back with my parents, and to Tampa, and then to Seattle and to Tucson and then to LA, where I worked here for 5 years. And it was so much harder. And, you know, I made no money. You know, I was making $20,000 a year. I had 2 little kids and a wife. And it's, you know, to complain about the grind is, you know, I mean, sometimes I do, but I try to remind myself that I'm very lucky and that I could still be doing that. And that's a hard business, you know. At least you get paid in television.
Well, you know, but seriously, you're now the second most in longevity, the second longest host next to Letterman of continuously doing late night TV.
Do I really?
I think you are.
Because of Leno going away for a little while?
You had Craig Ferguson, you were ahead of Leno and Conan.
Wow.
And it's Letterman and you. And Letterman was sick for a while, so you're probably continuously nonstop straight through.
Maybe so. You might be right. Wow, I'm the grand old man of television.
You're the grand old man of late night television.
I feel like I should be more successful. I'm not an up-and-comer anymore, I guess. I'm a down and goner.
But you know, you are the one guy on late night who does use the web really smartly with the videos, and your videos have gone viral.
Well, I think Jimmy Fallon does a good job with the internet, but I don't really, you know, honestly, like, I don't put a lot of effort into using the web. I mean, I just signed up for Twitter like a week and a half ago, and it's consuming my life. But, you know, I always have to remind everybody, because, you know, publicists will come and say, we want to do a viral video. And I go, we don't make viral videos. We make videos for our television show, and we put them all online, and some of them become popular. So that's not necessarily what we set out to do. Sometimes we have a good idea, oh, this is going to become popular, or this isn't. But it's not really, we're not like looking to use the internet. And in fact, I think the internet does just as much bad as it does good, because now, and in DVRs too, but the internet even more so, because when you do something that everyone's talking about, they don't feel there's really no urgency as far as tuning into your show and watching it, because they know they can get it instantly online just, you know, the next day, or maybe even hours after it aired.
What's the best part of the show for you besides the naked women?
Besides the naked women? You mean this show?
Yeah.
Well, the best part, you know, you meet, well, actually, it's a lot of fun to have musical artists that you've loved, you know, in your life. And then, of course, you know, you get to meet people that you would never meet otherwise, and they'll actually talk to you, you know, whereas, you know, you get to, like, go to dinner with Don Rickles or something, which is, like, the greatest thing in the world. You and he are great,
by the way. He's on all the shows, but you and he have a special rapport.
That's because
he loves going on the show.
I do the smart thing. I keep quiet the whole time he's here, and I just let him talk, and that's the best way to handle Don, because he's funny on his own. He doesn't need me at all.
I've seen him on this show, and he's just lets loose, and it's just, I mean, he goes to all the programs, but this show seems to really have a special feeling for you.
I love him. I really do. I can't get enough of him. I love every second with him. I cherish. I honestly do.
What are the guests you remember over the years who really mean a lot to you?
Who mean a lot to me? Well, you know, there's certain guests who in the lean years came on a lot, and that's something I try not to ever forget. You know, they were always there to kind of bail us out. You know, people like Kathy Griffin and Adam Carolla, my partner, sure. And David Alan Grier, and Anthony Anderson is a guy like that. And then there are people that you idolize when you're a kid, and then just to have, you know, to get to meet them is I mean, well, like I mentioned Rickles, and you know, Bob Newhart, and Eddie Murphy's coming on the show, which is really like something that if you told me this when I was 17 years old, I probably would have had a heart attack and died. And that to me is great, you know, to meet these guys and to then even sometimes become friendly with these people. That as a result of the show, I mean, I understand why, and I feel very fortunate.
Why is President Obama so unfavorable for comics?
He's black. We're scared to make fun of him. No, you know what? The truth of the matter is he's a very well-spoken guy, and he hasn't. We love to make caricatures out of people. I mean, we love it. You know, President Bush gave us so many. He's the dumb guy, and then once he left office, we had to find and we're kind of still looking for the dumb guy, you know, and every generation has its, like I remember, like, you know, the dumb guy was Billy Carter, and now our dumb guy is President Bush, and we need these kind of characters to like fill in the punchlines on our jokes.
He's kind of frustrating, isn't he? He's so serious, and he's such a stick figure. There's nothing to make fun of.
He's ruined everything. He really has. Even his ears, that's a stretch. You know?
So what do you do?
Well, you know, some things, I don't know, you move to others and you make fun of things rather than the person. But I think probably most of the president, well, I guess, you know, like Clinton had the whole, maybe something will come up, you know, maybe something will happen. Maybe it won't even be a big embarrassing thing. Maybe it'll be some weird little fact we find out about him. Like the fact that he smokes, I think, is underreported. And, you know, there's something there, but it's not, you know, it's nothing great.
Does the economy represent a story for you, for a punchline for you, or is it just too dull?
Well, you know, when you talk about the economy, you're not speaking to specific people. I think, you know, people sit by themselves or maybe with their husband or wife and watch television at night. And when you talk about broad things, I don't feel like it makes any impact on them. You know, you could talk generally about the economy, and I just think it's, you know, it doesn't necessarily mean anything to somebody who's out of a job, because they're not thinking of the economy. They're thinking of their house and their bills and their kids and that sort of thing. So I try to just stick with, we do talk a little bit about that stuff, but when weird things happen, when people are hypocrites, when the gay rights crusaders show up on vacation with a male prostitute, that's the stuff I live for. I really do. I love it. That's when I go, I am so happy I have an outlet for this, because it needs to be mentioned. It really does.
So 7 years and you're still going strong. What do you look forward to?
Personally, I look forward to fishing. I look forward to eating and cooking, that's really what I read cookbooks constantly. Yes, I do. I'm crazy. In fact, I've gotten to the point where it's a sickness now. I have no more shelf space for my cookbooks, and I'm ordering. Like, I'll go on Amazon and order a cookbook, and one cookbook comes a day, and there's just no way I can keep up with any of these cookbooks, and I don't know what I'm thinking is going to happen, where I'm going to get. Maybe if I go to prison or something, I'll have time to read through all these things.
Let's hope.
You can only hope. Sometimes I think, you know, a little solitary confinement would be nice, but this is what I do.
So Rachel Ray is in trouble now, huh?
She's not in trouble, but she's been over my house to eat.
Seriously?
Yes, she has.
Is she impressed?
Well, you know, what's she going to say? Your food is terrible?